If you're not measuring every aspect of your business, then there is no point of doing business. In this particular video, I'm going to be sharing with you 18 different measures in a digital coaching business. And these 18 metrics is something that I measure on a monthly basis, and that's what's helped me scale. See, the purpose of measuring data is to make the right decisions and not just to look at data and feel happy about it. Okay, like many people, they look at, I have so many likes on my page, or I have so many likes on this post, I have so many comments on this post. That is great, but there is only one part of the story. The bigger story has to have all of these 18 elements in. Okay, so please take notes and understand what are the 18 different ways that you can measure your business success. And as we come towards the 18th measure, which is the last few points, you're going to see what are the magic numbers to keep in mind. Okay, so take notes, and I want you to take digital notes as I'm explaining this. And towards the end of this, I would like you to share all your notes in the comments below so that I know that you've actually learned something from this. Okay, so let's get started, and let's begin with the first one. So if you look at the mind map, I'm also going to give you some benchmarks also. So besides me sharing the metric, I'll also give you the benchmark. The first metric, or the most basic metric, is traffic generation. Okay, traffic. So how much of traffic is coming to your website? And for traffic generation, you could use Google Analytics to measure the total number of page views. So I'm just going to give you like some of the pointers. Page views, and you can also measure the number of sessions. Okay, and sessions is number of times people have actually come and access that particular page on your website. And Google Analytics, there's a lot more to Google Analytics. You can go deeper into it. You can set goals, you can track which pages are getting more views, and how much time people are spending on the website, and which parts are they spending on the website. You can also go deeper into there's a tool called Hotjar, Hotjar, where you can also track which places on the websites people are spending more time and seeing and stuff. So there's a lot more. We can go deeper into this, but on a more basic level, you can track your number of sessions and page views on a daily basis. Total hits per day, hits per month, basic level of measurement. The second level of measurement is your total reach. I'm talking about reach on social media. Okay, so every time you make a post, like if I make a post on my group, it gives me some data. If I make a post on my Facebook page, it gives me data that this has been viewed by say 5,000 people or 10,000 people organically. Okay, now if I put money into advertising, that gives me different reach. So you can track organic reach as well as paid reach. Okay, when I say paid reach is when I'm running ads on Facebook, for if I spend say 10,000 rupees, it shows me how many people have seen the particular ad when it comes to that particular campaign that I'm doing. Okay, so you can also look at the reach. Second measure of success, or measure of your business. Okay, the third measure, or the third metric to measure, is engagement or engagement rate. So you can track this in your groups. Like if you're running a Facebook group, you can track this even on your page. So if you have so many number of followers on your particular page, and if you do a post, let's say I have 1,000 followers on my fan page, and when I make a post, 100 people engage on that post, then I have an engagement rate of 10%. Okay, now the engagement rate on most pages are much below that. Previously it used to be quite high, but the engagement rate right now is anywhere in the range of 1% or even less on many pages. So algorithms on these social networks, they work in such a way that when they're able to see more traction on particular platforms, they give more weightage to that particular piece of content. For example, now Instagram Reels is on the rise. And why it's on the rise is because more people who are posting Reels regularly, they get to be discovered more than people who just post Reels once in a while. So these platforms are also looking at the patterns of the way that you post, and they're also looking at the creators and how consistently they're posting. And also they're looking at the how quickly does a post get momentum. Like even on YouTube, whenever you post a video, how fast do you get traction in the first 24 to 48 hours, what they call as views per hour. Okay, there's a VPH metric over there. Based on your views per hour, they will recommend your video below other videos. Okay, so your engagement rate, it depends a lot on your quality of content and the way that you're also able to promote your content to your own lists and so on the minute you publish that content, to give it more visibility and give it like more fuel for the algorithms to give it more engagement. Okay, so I hope you get the point over here. But this is one more thing that you can measure. Okay, the fourth thing that you can measure is the total number of clicks. And for clicks, you can use this tool called bit.ly. Okay, it's a free tool, and the tool that I use is called ClickMagick. You can go to sids.co/clickmagick, and I'm able to track all my clicks like never before. So I'm on my ClickMagick account right now, and if I just go and see my paid ads, I'm able to have like a beautiful dashboard like this, and this is like a deeper level as compared to using just Bitly and stuff. Okay, so if I look at all my paid ads from the time that I've been running campaigns, I have different campaigns running. I can see I've got 323,000 clicks, 260,000 unique clicks, that's UC. FC is flat clicks. I know there are 15,000 bot clicks that have happened. Out of that, I've generated over 33,000 leads and a 13% opt-in rate. So like this, I have many different campaigns running, and I'm able to track exactly what's happening in my business on a very, very granular level, okay, at a very detailed level, which not many people they even set this up to see it. Okay, and I teach this inside my courses, I teach this inside my curriculums, and a lot of people just use like basic Bitly and tracking. Yeah, you can get to know how many people clicked and how many people from which countries they clicked and so on. But in my case, I like to go deeper into it to the extent that I can also track my my sales. Okay, so for the total number of clicks that have happened, let me just look at data for yesterday. This is my yesterday's data. So yesterday's data looks like this. There are 766 campaign clicks, 22,000 link clicks. I got 54 conversions yesterday and $6,000 in revenue in one single day. Today, let's look at today's numbers. Today is I've already done $700 today. So like this, I'm able to track even the conversion data in terms of numbers when people are actually using those different links that I actually share. Okay, so let's come back to the mind map. So you can track your clicks and go and test drive this tool called ClickMagick. There's a 15-day trial. You can go and play around with this, and you can set this up for yourself. Okay. Number 5 is total number of leads. Okay. So when it comes to leads, I have webinar leads. I have leads that I generate through my PDF resources, and I also generate leads for other things, like I have like a book launch campaign and so on. So let me show you how my lead dashboard looks. So if you can see my screen here, I've been generating an average of over 2,000 leads per day in the last few days. Yesterday was 3,000 leads in one day. And this has been consistently growing based on what I'm doing. And I have an email list of over 301,000 people on the email list, over 75 million emails sent. But the more interesting thing is I have different kinds of lead magnets. I have lead magnets focusing on these different categories: business, career, health, money, personal development, my webinars. I have Google reports, DCM report, niche report, podcast guide, and I have I have different things. So I can actually see what kind of traction I'm getting on all of this. And I'm using this tool called ConvertKit. What you can do is you can go and test drive this tool, ConvertKit, ConvertKit. Okay, sids.co/ConvertKit. If you click on that link and when you register, you can set up this tool for free up to 1,000 leads. Okay, for free using my link over there. And once you are able to set up this tool for yourself, like for example, I'm able to see data like this. I have so many different campaigns that are running, and yesterday, like I know, okay, Google, I got so many leads. My niche guide, 325 leads. From my personal development, 241 leads. Money focus, 337 leads. Health focus, 300 leads. Career focus, 262 leads. Business focus, 294 leads. Like this, I'm able to actually see which of my lead magnets are really working, and which leads me to the next benchmark is your lead opt-in rate. Okay, so what is a lead opt-in rate? Just to give you an idea, is let's say 100 people come and land on your landing page. Out of those 100 people, how many of them are becoming a lead? That's what you call as an opt-in rate for your lead. So some of the benchmarks here, like just to give you an idea, let's go back to the dashboard over here. You can see my business leads, I'm having only a 15% opt-in rate, conversion rate. Career is 17% conversion rate. For my health, it is 15% conversion rate. I can see my Google campaigns are doing better. My Google niche campaign is 47% conversion rate. My Google podcast is 34% conversion rate. And also my book campaign that I'm doing right now, I'm getting a 42% conversion rate on that. So conversion rate is very important, because if you're going to be spending money on ads and money on, driving more traffic to your landing pages to generate leads, you need to make sure that you are able to have a high conversion rate. Like for example, if some of those conversion rates are low, 15%, 20%, I may need to change the headlines, I may need to change the messaging, maybe change the design of the page to ensure I can get better opt-in rates. So if I'm able to even double the opt-in rate of a page, I'm going to lower my cost per lead by 50%. Okay, and that's going to be changing my overall profitability, which I come to the next part, which I'm going to share with you right now. Okay, so let's get back to the mind map, and we've covered lead opt-in rate. Number 7 is your cost per lead. So if you're running campaigns, again, if you're kind of running campaigns in India, anywhere from 20 rupees going up to 100 rupees per lead, okay, is a decent cost per lead. 50 rupees per lead is decent cost per lead. Again, if you're doing campaigns where you're doing it in local languages, your cost per lead will be much lower as compared to doing it in English. And again, if you're doing this outside India, let's say you're targeting US and Australia and these tier 1 countries, then your cost per lead is going to be at least $5 a lead, $10 a lead in some cases. Like $1 a lead is very, very rare. Previously it used to happen, but now there's so much of competition and inventory that needs to be shared. So yeah, your cost per lead, these are some of the benchmarks. Okay. The next thing to measure is the show up rate for your webinars. Okay, webinar show up rate. In fact, I'll put this here as a webinar show up rate. The ideal show up rate for a webinar is 30%, which is on the good side. Okay, so but there's a range from 10% going up to 30%. Initially, when I would do webinars, I would easily get 30% show up rate. But now with so many webinars going on, slowly it's come down to maybe 20% or 15%. But that's how the game is. That's perfectly fine. When I was in 2018 and 2019, I was probably one of the few people who are doing so many webinars. Okay, and now everybody's doing webinars after COVID. So I've seen the decline in the show up rates, and that's part of the equation right now for me. So there's nothing to actually be concerned about. But you can improve your webinar show up rates by improving your messaging and even giving more valuable pieces of content and pre-framing your audience before they come to your webinar. Okay. Number 9 is your sales conversion rate in your webinar. And what is the ideal benchmark for this is 10% is pretty decent. Anything less than 10%, it means that you got to work on your offer, you got to work on your value stack, and even your own energy and your own mindset if you want to get better sales. But I would say if you're doing really well, you can even go up to 30% even on this. Okay, I've done webinars where I've done even above 30%, 35%, 40% conversion also. In some webinars where the audience have been pre-framed and primed before they come from a webinar. So if it's a cold market, they're there for the first time, 10% is good. If it's a warmed up market, maybe you did an event and then you invited them from that event to your webinar. They're already warmed up, they know what you're able to do. And so in that case, you can have a conversion ratio, you can aim at a higher conversion ratio. Number 10 is what's your level 1 to level 2 conversion rate. Okay, so let's say you have a level 1 program at 5,000 rupees, and if your level 2 program is 10,000 rupees, you should be aiming at a 20% conversion rate. So again, the rule here is 20% of the people, the 80-20 rule applies over here. 80% of the people will just not do anything. 20% of people will buy your product. Like even in a webinar, I put 10 to 30. 20% will be serious action takers. And then from level 1 to level 2, 20% will be serious action takers. And the same applies even from level 2 to level 3, 20% is a good benchmark. Now, some people can do better than this. Depending on what's their product and depending on how well their offer is. Like for example, last month I did a 30% conversion into my level 3 program and had more than 100 people who actually came into my level 3 program in a single month. And that's been like a pattern that's been happening for the last few months for me. Yeah. So then we have the 12th measure, which is return on ad spends, or what they call as ROAS. Okay. So ROAS is a measure that I actually use, and I want to just show you a graphic here. So as you can see, this is my main dashboard where I track my numbers, and this is a very simple metric. So if I spend 1 rupee on ads, what kind of return am I getting on ad spends? So my ROAS has been ranging from 5.34 in June, 5.22, some months it dropped to 3.26. Month of October I got 7.86, and right now in April 2021 I'm at 6.75, which is pretty decent. So for every 1 rupee I'm spending on ads, I'm getting 6.75 rupees back in terms of return on ad spends. So that's another important metric that you need to measure. After return on ad spends, the next metric to measure is your overall ROI. So this is all expenses versus all revenues. Okay, And I'm talking about expenses here can also include tax also. So after tax, or what you call as a net profit. Okay, I'll just put that over here. Net profit. That is the measure which I also have a very clean number on a monthly basis on what is my net profit after all expenses and all the based on all the revenues that are coming in. The 14th measure is again getting into emails. Now you can track like email open rate, and let me just show you that on my dashboard. So you can see on my screen, I've sent an email, I got like 6.5 open rate. Some emails I got like a 22.7 open rate. Some emails I've got like a 35% open rate, depending on different email segments. Okay, so the benchmarks, if I have to give you like some benchmarks, if it's a cold list, then 10% open rate is great. Okay, and it'll usually be lesser than that. If it's a customer list, then you need to aim at a 20% to 40% open rate. Okay, and I'm able to achieve this. Like if you look at my overall numbers over here, if I look at my overall subscribers opt-in rate, I've sent 75 million emails and I have a 9.29% open rate, which is pretty decent. I have some friends who do better than this as well. Okay, so that is how you need to calculate your open rates. Now, besides open rates, you can also track your click-through rate. Now, what is a click-through rate is how many people are clicking on links. And if I have to go back to my broadcast list here and show you, so for example, I sent an email like going live. I have a 4.5% open rate and 0.5% click rate. Some of my other emails gets like this got 3.1% click rate. So if I click on this, I can actually see I got 158 total clicks on that email that I sent. So I think when it comes to click-through rate, an average one is anywhere from 1% going up to 10%, depending on how you have structured your your emails and so on. Okay, now the last three metrics are the most important metrics that I actually look at. Okay, let's jump into it. Number 16 is your refund rate. If you've got say 100 people who bought your products, how many of them are asking for a refund? Now this is a very important measure, because then you will know whether people are able to see value in what you're offering or not. Okay, and in my case, I have a less than 1% refund rate. Okay, less than 1%. You will find that, and for this for you to achieve this, it's a big feat. Okay, and for some of you who are able to achieve this, that's amazing. Usually it is like 5% to 10% industry average. From what I can see, 5% is pretty good, but anything more than 5% is you need to be concerned about it. Okay, so refund rate is an important metric to measure. Number 17 is your customer rating. So if I have to just show you quickly on my customer ratings on Trustpilot, I have more than 2,204 customer ratings. These are not just outside people, they are my customers, okay, who have actually bought my product. And I have a 4.9 star rating, average rating, and this is really hard to get. You know, getting 4.5, 4.7 is possible with so many numbers, but getting a 4.9, you have to really over deliver. And you can go and read all of these customer ratings. You'll be able to see that everyone is able to see the value, and it depends. Like you cannot fake all of this stuff. You have to really over deliver value based. If somebody is paying you even 1 rupee, you should give them at least 10, 20 rupees in value. Okay. So the magic number for me is my cost per acquisition. This is what is my magic number. My cost per acquisition for L1, for level 1. Now, why is this my magic number? So I will know whether I'm going to win this game or not with this one measure. So if my product is 10,000 rupees, for example, okay, and if I'm able to acquire a customer for 5,000 rupees, that means if I'm going to be spending 5,000 rupees to acquire a customer who's going to be paying me 10,000 rupees, so there's a 2x that's happening in the CPA. I'm already winning the game, and I'm going to be really profitable on level 2 and level 3. Okay, provided I have a level 2 and level 3. So the benchmark for this should be 2x to 3x. That means if you are selling a 10,000 rupee product, your CPA should be 3,000 rupees, or maximum should be 5,000 rupees. If it's more than that, then you got to work on your structure. So how do you calculate the CPA? It is your total ad spends divided by total level 1 customers. So let's say you have spent 1 lakh rupees on ads. Okay, I'll do a calculator here. You have spent 100,000 rupees on ads. And out of 100,000 rupees, 1 lakh you spent on ads, you've got say 50 customers in level 1. Then your CPA is 2,000. And if those 50 customers have paid at least 5,000 or 4,000, then you are already at 2x in level 1. Okay, I hope this makes sense. So coming back over here is my cost per acquisition is my magic number, and I aim at hitting at least 2 to 3x on that, so that in my overall ROAS I'm able to achieve 4x to 5x. Only then your business is going to be profitable. So these are the different metrics that I measure to make sure that my business is is running profitably, and I hope you found this training useful. What I would like you to do is, based on all the metrics that I actually shared with you, I want you to share your notes below in the comment box on which metrics are you not measuring and what action do you need to take next, because I want to read those comments. Okay, which metrics? Let me run through the metrics once, okay, so that it becomes a refresher for you. Which are the metrics that you're not measuring? And as I'm speaking this out, make note of it and then type that in the comment box, and also tell me what is your next action step. Are you measuring your traffic? Are you measuring your reach, engagement, clicks, leads, opt-in rate, cost per lead, show up rate, conversion rate, level 1 to level 2 conversion rate, level 2 to level 3 conversion rate, return on ad spends, overall ROI, email open rate, email click-through rate, refund rate, customer rating, cost per acquisition? Okay, and imagine you do all of this, but the ultimate measure of success, I'll tell you what is the ultimate measure of success. Even though I've shared the magic number, I'll tell you what is the ultimate measure of success. The ultimate measure of success is this, what I'm going to share on the screen. It is the number of people you're able to help get results. I have more than 100 documented success stories on my YouTube channel. Okay, people have achieved results, and these kind of documentation of your interviews of your students who are getting results, this is the ultimate factor of success, because there are some people who are great at marketing and they're able to do all of those metrics and measurements that I've shared till now, and they're running a profitable business. But you know what? A lot of them, they're not able to get results for their students. They're able to sell well based on their own expertise and their own persona and their own charisma. Okay, they're able to sell. But if they are not able to help others get results, it's only a matter of time. Yeah, it's only a matter of time where your numbers will start to go down. And this is what I actually share in the concept called the digital coach flywheel concept. Okay, just search on Google for digital coach flywheel and go and watch that video after this. You'll understand what I'm actually talking about here. Okay, so share your comments below if you found this useful. Awesome. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe that. And if you're watching this on Facebook or anywhere else, tag somebody, let somebody else watch this and get more clarity on measuring their business success. All the best.